YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be doing a vlog the next few days of this like Arctic weather that we're getting here in the south. So we're not used to weather like this, so we're not really able to adapt like we should. Like Maya does not have a very thick coat. Alvin does. But when they're feeling frisky. So when it gets this cold, so we're supposed to get snow on Tuesday, several inches. And with that, so we have to take like certain preparations, like to make sure that the pipes, like you're running water and stuff so you don't bust the pipe. And I just wanted to kind of go through some things for just kind of keeping your horses safe and like prepped as far as cold weather. So how to keep them warm, how to be prepared as much as possible. Some people up north are probably laughing at us southerners right now, but like I said, yesterday we were in the 70s. Tonight we're in the 20s with like 30-mile-an-hour winds, and Tuesday, which is like tomorrow's Monday, we're supposed to have snow, like inches of snow. Apparently we haven't had this much snow in like over 60 years or something like that. So it's pretty significant. I'm 38 and I have experienced snow a handful of times in my life since I've lived here. I've lived here like my whole life, so but it's probably only snowed, and I mean like a good snow. I don't mean like a little bitty dusting, but a good snow with inches, probably twice. One for sure. So this isn't something that we really get a lot of, and you know, like I said, northern people are probably like, we got this is no big deal. But I'm gonna kind of go through some things too that could just help any horseman as far as keeping your horses warm, keeping them fed, keeping them drinking, stuff like that. So it's just good tips anyway, even if you live up north. So stick around because you still might learn a thing or two. So I love videos like this because there's some things that I may not even have thought of, and it's so like, oh my gosh, that's great, that's such a good idea. So I will go ahead and do like a vlog. So this video will be over the next several days as far as like updates and stuff. But you know, this is the weather. Like, we do not have any type of snow right now. So I'm just gonna kind of start prepping everything, starting that. So I hope you like this video. I'm hoping if it snows that I get to see Maya and Alvin play in the snow. It'll be really cute. So all right, well, just stick around and hang out with me as we freeze our butts off for the next few days. So one thing I am going to do for sure, so I do this during hurricanes too. We are on city water where we're at, so just in case, sometimes like our city does turn the water off, so just in case, I like to fill up these big water troughs with water. And you know, I hate to sound like so southern, but down here in the south, when we don't have any water, we can use it to like flush toilets, water buckets. You know, my duck Jamie will obviously need water, and we have, you know, if worse comes to worse, like we have drinking water, cats will have drinking water. We do have bottled water and stuff, but I feel like if this goes on for several days, like our stores will be out of water. So it's just kind of being prepared, because just in case I'm not able to make it to the store, or just in case everything is out, because people are panic buying, I want to make sure that everybody has water. So that is one thing that I would recommend, is if you have any old, like if you have like empty water buckets, I mean, even that will hold water. So it can either sit empty or you can put water in it just to have, just in case, you never know. That's a good way to just like prevent your horse colicking. So go ahead and fill up anything that you have that is like obviously suitable for adding drinking water in, and that way you know that your horses will have drinking water for the duration of when you need it, when and if your water goes off. So you never really know when it'll get turned on, all of that stuff. So that's one tip. But yeah, we'll just keep doing this, so stick around. Also, I want to say, everybody that I talk to that's like, oh, you have horses? Oh, I'd love to have horses. Oh, it's such a dream. They're so majestic. They must be so easy to take care of. This moment when it is freezing outside and you have to mess with a hose and stuff like that, like Maya right there, every time I do the water trough, if there are gnats, she will play in it and then I have to re-clean it. Of course, when it's freezing cold, this is the moment that all horsemen will admit to. You will do it because you love them, and it is a lifestyle. You have to love this to put yourself through this torture. But this is not fun, and it makes you question, why do I love horses again? Why couldn't I just take up knitting or something? I don't know. I'm saying knitting. No offense if you knit. I'm not saying that it's easy. I can't do it. I'm just saying it's great when, you know, you don't have to be like outside when it's freezing messing with a hose. So I'm not complaining. I'm just venting. Fellow horsemen will understand this. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and reluctantly start filling these up. So another thing that I do, because my horses do come in at night, I would love to leave them out 24/7, but I need to build like a setup out there in case it rains, blocking wind, stuff like that. But that leads me to the next thing is I make sure that I bed deep. So I do a good bit of shavings in their stall to make sure that it just kind of like insulates the ground a little bit. So it's just a little bit more warmth and kind of blocks the cold. So this is where Jamie is. So, yeah, wake up and get quacking. But this is his little setup. He too comes in at night. So I bought this like really big dog like kennel, I guess. It's not really a kennel, but like little gate. And I can link it down below, but I got it off of Chewy. I had a shorter one, but he would fly over it. So when it was time for a new one, I got the taller one. So again, I'll link that in the description down below. I'm not affiliated with them or anything like that. Maybe one day, that would be cool. But yeah, got this from Chewy. Love it. This is a perfect size for him to come in at night. So he's got his like hay. I need to find straw, but nobody sells it where I live. His little water pan for the night, and then his food. So he does get mealworms. I'm gonna add that in a second. But this is where Jamie hangs out at night. And then here's the horses' blankets. I'm gonna throw those on them when I bring them in. And yeah, so this is gonna be where they come in at night to get in out of the wind. So there is a common theme here as far as making sure your horses are prepared for the cold, is make sure that other than having enough water on hand, should you need it, so that's how this is going right now. So I have the big one left to fill up, so it's probably about 1/4 of the way. But anyway, common theme here is water. Water is so important for them. It prevents colic, dehydration, all of that. If your horse does not drink super cold water, like Maya does not drink a lot if it's really cold, so maybe have a way of heating it even if you lose power. And what I mean by heating it is like, even if you take like a pitcher, so this is what I do for Maya. I take a pitcher of hot water and I will carry it out to the barn and at least do like half and half with her water buckets. Same thing with Alvin, so that it's not so ice cold to drink. There is stuff like apple decks that you can add to their water. Just kind of helps entice them to drink more. Salt. Make sure that they have salt in their diet in some sort of way. So get with your veterinarian on that piece, but make sure that they do have salt so that kind of gets them to drink a little more. And you know, other than like apple decks, like I personally use like Gallagher's water, and my horses love that. So what I will do is bring that out to them once, maybe twice a day, depending on how much they drink. So I also monitor how much they are taking in. That's another plus of kind of bringing them in at night too, is I can see who's drinking, how much manure is being made, stuff like that, and just kind of try to catch something before it happens. I'm all about preventing stuff, so stuff will happen anyway with horses, so I try to prevent it as much as I can. But yeah, so make sure they have plenty of water. Make sure they have any, like, if your horse likes it, something like Apple Dex, it's kind of flavored, gets them to drink more. Something with electrolytes, salt, anything like that. Maybe the temperature of the water would be great. Another way to get more moisture into their diet is you can, and again, this is all like preferences to the specific horse. So some horses love it, some horses hate it. But you can kind of soak their hay. You can wet the hay, just like dampen it. It does help with dust and like keeping the dust out of their faces while they're eating it. And, you know, just make sure that you can do that. You can also soak things like their feed. So I soak their feed in the summer and the winter because, again, water is so important for them. And so I will soak their feed. I make sure that they get plenty of water with that. And, you know, I don't know. I just like to make sure that they are well hydrated, keeps things moving through their gut. And yeah, it just keeps them comfy. But if you have stuff too, like alfalfa cubes, alfalfa pellets, regular alfalfa, you can soak that and feed it to them. If your horse is allowed to have alfalfa, obviously. So again, talk with your vet, take your horse's specific diet restrictions, if they have any, into account. And, you know, you can also feed them that, so that will give them water as well. So water and fiber are so important. So, yeah, but main theme here, number one tip, obviously, if you haven't gotten it by now, water. So important. But, yeah, I'm gonna keep filling these troughs and I will be back. Bug as a bug in a rug. After a while, he'll start like making a little nest. It's pretty cute. So this is one of the salt blocks that I got the other day at the feed store. I just grabbed another one to have it on hand just in case. So I do give them access to free choice salt. Again, take that into consideration with your horse's diet. So this is Alvin's breakfast. So I've been weighing his grain to make sure he's getting exactly what I think he's getting. Because he's on a little diet. So if you know anything about minis, they literally get fat on air. So I started soaking his feed, and you can see just how much it's like already puffed up already. And when I said like warm water, you know, you don't want to like boil the water or anything. You can warm it on a stove if that's your only choice, but you don't want to boil it. You don't want to bring it out to your feed and put boiling water on your feed and have it like ferment or anything like that. So warm is good. You know, make a warm mash. But that's how I add another bit of water to their feeds. Let me get mine. It's kind of hard to do one-handed. But also, why is a full food can just like the best feeling for horse people? Like, I don't know. Every time I get my baby's food, like horses, cats, Ferd, anybody, I love when like everything's fully stocked. I just love that. So there's Maya's dinner, and so she doesn't really like hers like soaking wet. I add a lot, but I let her soak it up before I give it to her. Alvin likes his little gravy, so I always add like a good bit more to his. So, but you can see the pellet went, you know, all the way to like this little mush basically, but that's good. You want that water in there. And then after a few minutes, this will soak up all of the water. So it's great. I love it. It's an easy way to get extra water into your horses when they may not be drinking as much as they need to, summer or winter. So I like to bring my horses in at night for a couple reasons. I don't have a structure out there where if it starts raining or like a lot of wind or anything, keeping them cooler, keeping them warmer, any of that, I don't have the ability to do that out there yet. But in here, what I do is, other than making sure that their water buckets are full and clean, make sure that your horse has clean drinking water. I also bed deep in their stalls. Usually he does not get a blanket because he gets super fluffy, but because literally yesterday it was 72 degrees, I don't want it to be too much of a shock to his system. And then obviously Maya doesn't get much of a winter coat, so she does get a blanket. And then, like I said, you know, bed deep, it just kind of insulates everything from the ground if they choose to like lay down or anything like that. And then I usually come out right before bed. Like I try to stay up for like several hours, come out late at night, or like 11, 12, 1 a.m. I'll come out and throw some more hay and just do an overall like health check on everybody, make sure everybody's got water, you know, they're pooping and stuff like that. But make sure that they have plenty of forage. So if you do not blanket your horse, if your horse is able to not get a blanket, just make sure that they do have enough forage, because as they eat, they do actually generate body heat. So yeah, that's another little useful tip if you do not know it already. She's eating her alfalfa. She's like, this is a good bale. Hey guys, it is the next day. So, well, next morning, I guess. So it is Monday, Martin Luther King Day. I'm going around just checking the water trough and stuff because it has ice. So I'm going to like just break that up a little bit. If you know like a good brand of waterproof warm gloves, let me know in the comments down below, because I've tried a few. They're water resistant, and some of them are pretty pricey and not so great reviews, the ones that I've found, so maybe I'm just missing it. So if you know of like some good gloves, let me know. My hands will thank you. But I'm just checking everything. So the troughs all have like a little bit of ice on it today, and obviously I was running the faucets all night, so you can see, you know, all the ice crystals on the grass already, which is fine. We've had like 11 degrees here before for a day or two last year, and then I think the year before that we had it for about a week. So this isn't like awful. I'm not complaining by any means. I just wanted to document this, especially if it snows, because it doesn't happen that much here. So I'm like, So, yeah, I have all 5 of the outside like feral cats. They're not really that feral anymore, but I have all 5 of them in the garage. We have a small garage, so they're in there with all the bikes. And so we have Casey, Sad Face, Lioness, Little Miss, and Sherbert. So they're all in there. Yeah, they're doing really good, actually. I'm not gonna lie. Sad Face has, as of a couple weeks ago, when he got in a fight, I had him in to get antibiotics and stuff. Noticed he was urinating a lot and drinking a ton. And yeah, so after hundreds of dollars of blood work and all of that, he has diabetes. So he's an old man. So yeah, I have 11 cats under my roof right now. So the 5 in the garage were the outside ones. Sad Face is included in that. However, he cannot be outside now. So he's gonna probably start slowly getting acclimated to coming inside with my cats. We're gonna see how that goes. All the rest of his blood work looks great. Feline AIDS, leukemia, and heartworm are negative. So the old man is fighting. I have to fight with him. But the other 4 will go back out whenever it warms up to a reasonable amount. They have food, water, litter, all of that. I'm watching the birds right now. They're so pretty. I stuffed all my bird feeders so that they can stock up too, and the squirrels. But another tip for you, I learned this from Emo Goat Mom. I follow her on Instagram and TikTok. So she lives alone in Montana with her horses. She used to have a bison named Lucy, and I loved her. Now she has cows and horses, but learned a trick from her. But if you have like ice, and then when you're getting snow, if you just like put a hole in it enough to where like they can drink and stuff. Obviously when it snows or freezes, it just kind of insulates the rest of the water so that the whole trough doesn't freeze. Obviously you're still going to want to check it, but in a way where you can't, like for troughs where you cannot run water in it and have it trickle where it won't freeze, it's just another option. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get the horses out. It's breezy, it's cold, it's I think 27 degrees right now, but the sun is out, so that's a plus. Tomorrow is when it is gonna start raining. Well, really like tonight, and then it's gonna start raining tomorrow. It's like 96% chance. So that's the one thing about us is we are very humid here in the South, and we can never just be cold and have snow. It has to be wet and cold, and it's just miserable. When I went to Colorado, we went hiking when it was 18 degrees, and I was cold at first before I started moving, but it was nothing like sometimes when it's in the 50s or 40s here. So it's definitely a little bit different, but I am not downplaying like Montana winters or anything like that, people that get like extreme cold. We here just don't have the infrastructure for it. Like our pipes will freeze and stuff. We've never been that cold for this long, so this is kind of a big deal for us, like I said, but we're gonna be okay, you know, so we're gonna enjoy the snow too. And gonna keep helping any little animal that I find. I am out of kennels, but I have like a couple big carriers that I can just kind of makeshift for now, so we will see. But yeah, to be continued. You guys, look at the ice forming. It's so pretty. I mean, it's pretty cold right now, but I don't know. Like I said, we never get ice here, so whenever we get ice and snow, I'm like, look how pretty. If you guys know of any waterproof, like warm gloves that fit like small hands, let me know, because my hands will thank you. I've tried a few. I cannot find. Morning, Maya. I cannot find. They already ate their breakfast, by the way, so just getting them out. But yeah, I can't find like really warm ones that are waterproof. I can find water resistant, but I can't find waterproof. So if you know of any good ones, let me know. Jamie has a lot to say this morning. Go ahead and comment down below what it is, because I'm so interested. Like I said, my hands will thank you, especially when I'm breaking up ice and stuff. So, all right, let's get these guys out. You got it, Alvin? You got it? Hi. Doots. You're trying to bite me, aren't you? It's bad. Go, pretty girl. Feeling frisky today. I did a video that I will link down below of their blankets that I get from Tough One. I love these blankets, you guys. I really do. And like the price and the thickness, like I really can't complain. I love them, and knock on wood, like not being able to be ripped and stuff. There's one or two under here on Maya's blanket that Alvin got, but I really can't complain. It keeps them warm. And so yeah, there they go. They're feeling frisky. Whew, it's cold, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna link that video of the blankets that I use down below. So if you're interested in the blankets that I use, go ahead and watch that video. So these blankets are a couple years old now, I think. I know Alvin's is a year old. I had to get his last year because he did grow a little bit since I bought him. But yeah, I also, because of the price of these blankets, I feel like I can get two for the price of like one brand sometimes. Don't get me wrong, I love the big brand names that are like $100 and $200 a blanket, but just in case they rip one, I don't want them to not have a blanket, so I'm able to have two. So it just depends on, you know, your financial situation, what you can afford and stuff. But I will say, even though these are about $100 or a little less, Alvin's isn't that much, but I really like these blankets. Even, you know, if they were a little bit more expensive, I'd probably still get this brand. So highly recommend this brand. Go ahead and check out that video down below if you are interested. Jamie is also ready to go out and play in the sunshine today. I have to check your pool. It might be frozen. So I'm going out to check the water troughs, make sure that they're not frozen. Jamie's pool too. And I wanted to mention that my horse trailer, I'm going to move this onto the concrete driveway. That way, should I need to bring somebody to the vet or anything like that, I don't want to be in the grass where I can get stuck. So my truck does have four-wheel drive, but it doesn't really have like good knobby tires. It's kind of something that I would like to get eventually. But to get through the grass and stuff, if it gets stuck, because if we do get snow, it's gonna melt pretty quickly, so everything's gonna be really like wet and muddy and sloppy. So just like it is everywhere else when the snow starts to melt. So I want to make sure that my trailer does not get stuck where I can't move it, or my truck. But yeah, right now I'm just gonna go out and check the water troughs. So it's 37 right now, and I'm actually gonna turn off the outside water spigots for now, just to try to conserve a little bit of water, because, you know, I will turn it on again in another couple hours, and in another few minutes I am going to come out and put, so it's not super thick, but I am gonna put like a hole in some of these. So see, it's not that thick, but yeah, I want to make sure I break it, you know, while I can. So not that it's gonna get like that cold where it's gonna be inches of ice, but I would rather not be messing with it if I don't have to. Look at Maya. What's she doing? Oh, he's all dirty? You got all muddy? You got all muddy? You got muddy? I'll get you some hay, okay? And I'm grabbing their bucket for some Gallagher's water. So I'm going to show you the bucket that I use, because it literally dilutes it the best amount. So I take this bucket inside, warm it with water, or put warm water in it, I should say, and bring that out for them to drink. So they're probably not drinking as much as they normally do. So that's why I'm gonna do this. I'm turning off my hose. But yeah, also with the Gallagher's water or anything that you can use as far as like a hydration packet for your horse to get them to drink more, because it's basically like their Gatorade or something, you know. But this is the bucket that I use. If you have horses, you're probably familiar with this. It's a pretty standard size bucket. I want to say it's a couple gallons. 8 quarts. So the 8 quarts dilutes it perfectly for how they like it. With this supplement specifically, if your horse does not like the foam at the top, put the water in the bucket first and then put the supplement in. And I'll use like a spoon with holes, or I'll use my hand to just kind of break up like the chunks of the powder. And so like stir the powder in after you put the water in. Now, if your horse loves the foam, then put the powder in first, then add the water. Then you'll get a good foam on there. So again, things with horses is all just preference. What may work for one, even if you've done it for years, may not work for another one. You know, or your horse can change its preferences. So I'm gonna go get the warm water and I will be back. So like I said, I'll use like this spoon with holes in it, and it just kind of breaks up the powder. But I'm gonna put this in after so that Maya doesn't have foam on there because she doesn't like it. So just doing it first. Put some warm water in. I do, okay, Alvin. I do let Alvin have a little bit of this, but I need to get him the sugar-free version, because they do make that now, which is great, especially if your horse has like cushions or something similar. So this y'all stop? Horses. This may go without saying, but like I said, make sure that your horses have enough hay. I'm literally one-handing it and she ripped it out of my arms. Anyway, so I'll let them eat this for a second. Make sure that they have enough hay, forage, stuff like that. So when you're going into these situations, remember the hindgut, when they're digesting, is what's producing heat. That's one of the ways that they stay warm. And you know, if your horse grows a great winter coat and handles winter fine, they don't need blankets, cool, more power to you. But yeah, going into stuff like this, you want to make sure that you have medicines that you may or may not need for like a few days. Like, you don't always need bute and you don't always need Banamine, but you want to have it on hand. Also, you know, make sure that you have extra feed and hay. So if you can't get to the feed store or something like that, you have plenty. So I made sure I had enough feed, hay, shavings, and alfalfa to last for a while. A lot of people will stock up on hay for the winter when they have horses because it doesn't really grow much for a good part of the country. There are still some places like Texas and New Mexico that still might grow some hay, but it may not be as good quality, you know, just because of the time of the year that it's growing. But, you know, depending on where you get your hay supply from, normally people will stock up for the winter. If you're not able to do that, just make sure that you do have some extra hay if you're going into situations like this, because not only are you going to account for the normal amount of hay that your horse eats, but if it's super cold, they're going to eat more hay. So make sure you have extra forage on hand of some sort, even if it is like alfalfa pellets or alfalfa cubes or like the chopped hay and stuff. Like I know Triple Crown has like chopped forage and everything in a bag. So stuff like that counts too. So yeah, but no complaints from the peanut gallery here. So we're doing good. Are you ready, Goobs? Are you sure? Wow, look at all this full fed. Look at Gooey. Look, guys, it is Tuesday and it is snowing, like good snow, like fluffy, real snow. Ferd loves it. I'm getting ready to turn the horses out in it, which will be great. I don't know if they've ever seen snow. Maya may have when she was a baby because she came from Arkansas. But yeah, everything's so beautiful and quiet and I love it. And this type of temperature, it's, to me, I would rather this than rain. It's just so beautiful. So I fed the horses this morning. Everybody's doing good. I just went and put like a hole in their water trough in the pasture so they can get water if they want it. I'll probably offer them water in a little bit. But yeah, I work from home, so in between work and stuff, I'm gonna come out and check on them, give them hay, give them some warm Galaxy water, stuff like that. But yeah, it's so pretty. So I know this is probably not a big deal for people that live up north, but for us, this is a big deal. This is awesome. Look how pretty. It's hard to believe that we just had a summer not too long ago where it was like 120 degrees or something. And now we have this. So Mother Nature is beautiful and crazy all at the same time. But yeah, I'm gonna get the horses out, so stand by for that. What you think, Alvin? Come He's a snow pony. Alvin, are you eating the snow? You ready, Maya? Oh, what is all this? And I'm being lazy. I'm walking her through the walk-through door. Come on. Come see. What is this? Come on. Come on. Come on. What is this? Oh my goodness. Look at this. Jamie, what you thinking? What is this, snow? Huh? Is it snow? You guys, look how deep it is. It's so deep. Maya's having so much fun. She wasn't too sure at first. She's playing in it now. Alvin's like, I just want to find some stuff to eat. What you think, Maya? What you think, Alvin? Maya. Hi, baby. Okay, guys, this is it. It's so much snow. Look at, like, they literally have snow on their noses and their eyelashes. I never would think, ooh, that they would get like this. So Maya's getting a little wet. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. Alvin's not. So for people that wonder why some horses get blanketed and some do not, so for a horse like Maya, where her coat is not very thick, oh baby. So see how she is obviously wet right here. So I'm gonna keep an eye on her. Might bring her and Alvin in for a little bit just so she can dry off. I should probably get her like a neck piece, but a horse like Alvin necessarily wouldn't need to be blanketed. I blanketed him because, again, we have been in the 70s, but see the difference in his coat? So this is actually what insulates him, so underneath he is dry. But, you know, a horse like Maya that doesn't necessarily have a very thick coat, and she keeps rolling and laying in it, doesn't help. So I want to keep her dry. So I'm just letting them get some movement and run around a little bit, but I do want to keep an eye on her since she's getting wet. So yeah, well, that was fun. I tripped over their jolly ball and I scared him. Anyway, she seems to be doing okay right now. So, all right, but this is it. You guys, I cannot believe there's this much snow right now in Louisiana. Show him, Melvin. It's coming down so thick. This is awesome. I never thought I'd be using my newer spreader in 6 inches of snow. This is great. Thank goodness for 4-wheel drive. I was determined to say I rode in the snow. Maya. Are we riding in the snow? This is cool, huh? Maya. She's like, what in the world? Somebody just looks like he's coming to start trouble. Come on, Maya. Come on. Come on, Maya. playing too? Come see. No. Oh, ready? Ready? Come here, come get it. Come see. Come here. One more. Come get one more. Come on. Come here, look. Get it. Get it. Get it, Gooby. Just hurry. Oh my gosh. It's so deep. Come on, Gooby. Let's go. Let's go, honey. Is that neat? Is that neat? Huh? Come on, Gooby. Come on, Gooby. Gosh, for our stump, it's almost completely covered. Hurry, go to business. Hurry. Gooby's snow tracks. Get it, Gooby. Nero, Rocco, and Ginge have been perching themselves here for the past 2 days, just watching the birds. Because I filled the bird feeder on the gazebo, and they're swarming it, and the boys cannot stop watching. You guys, it is literally like a Hallmark channel at my house, and I'm just so excited. So, yeah, we walk in the fluffy stuff, so it's not so loud. But, isn't it beautiful? Like, oh, it's so pretty. I'm not ready for it to melt yet because it's so pretty. I really do love the snow, I'm not gonna lie. Now, do I have to live with it for weeks and weeks? No. But yeah, this is gorgeous. Like, look at. So we don't have a super big pond, and it has like ice on the top of it. Ooh. Okay, so here's my water troughs. This is the situation with these. So I haven't had to break into these yet, which is fine, but I did break into that. So kind of like the theory that I learned from Emo Goat Mom's page on her Instagram. She lives in Montana and she has like cows and horses and stuff, if I didn't say that already in this video. Basically, if you put a smaller hole in the ice, it kind of insulates it and it doesn't freeze. So it did work last night, so that's exciting. But all of my hoses are still going, which is good. Yeah. Look at this, you guys. It's so pretty. I think that tree is my favorite. Looks like a Christmas tree. Alvin is literally eating the snow. I'm giving him a little break from his blanket because he is super fluffy. I have to break up this water trough. It is like solid. That was a really lame hit, but that was my left hand. But yeah, I need to get a hammer and kind of break that open. What do you think, Alvin? So glad you're pooping. So the snow keeps falling over here, and it's so pretty. I'm trying to catch some of it on my camera. What you think, Maya? It's so crunchy. It's so crunchy this morning. So today's Wednesday. So yesterday's the day that it snowed, almost like all day. So we got about 6 inches here at my house, and I think the highest reported in some places has been 10 inches. So I know that's not a lot for northern people, but that's a lot for us down here. Yeah, so, but I will tell you, we are fully enjoying it. We're embracing it, we're enjoying the moment. So I know a lot of things, you know, can go wrong when it snows and stuff, but we're just trying to do our best and make the best of it, have fun with it. I think the horses are having fun. Hey Alvin, what you think? I had to get a second blanket out for Maya yesterday. I didn't put 2 on her at one time, but she got 1 wet, so I had to dry it and then put another one on her. But yeah, I might break open that puddle because they seem to like that more than the trough right now. So, Alvin's biting it. What a view, you guys. This is not a view I get very often, so I'm enjoying it. Get ready to bring out a bunch of hay, because some of the hay that I put out yesterday is frozen. I want to make sure that they eat it. They're playing in the snow, and it's the cutest thing. There's so many videos of local dogs and horses playing in the snow, because again, they don't get to see it much either, so they're like, what is this? It's great. Ferd was not a fan as much this morning as yesterday because the ice is like hard now. It's not as fluffy and soft, and the parts that are like broken up already, or like where I've been walking or where the 4-wheeler tracks went and stuff like that, are really hard and sharp. So they're like not a fan of that. But overall, the sun is out today. It's a beautiful day. I am so grateful that I am able to get my horses fed, keep them as warm as possible in a climate that they are not used to, and keep them hydrated. Yeah, and we still have power. All of my outside feral cats are still in the garage. They are keeping me busy cleaning the litter boxes. So right now I have 11 cats under my roof currently. So yeah, I have 5 personal cats. I have 1 that is a foster right now, and he's hopefully gonna get adopted on Sunday. His name is Morris. And then I have 5 outside cats, Sad Face, Linus, Casey, Little Miss, and Sherbert. So Sad Face was just diagnosed with diabetes, but feline AIDS, leukemia, heartworm, all of that is negative. So I'm gonna give him a chance, you know. So I might end up with 6 cats that are personally mine. He's the sweetest boy. He's no man. Lived his whole life outside being wild, but yet still so loving and forgiving and trusting. But they know when you're trying to help them, I think. So it's not really what I wanted. I didn't really want another animal, but he has nowhere else to go. So that's that basically. But anyway, I am gonna go ahead and get this hay thrown. And yeah, I will check back in a bit. Anyway, I'm gonna go fill my bird feeder. My inside cats, Rocco, Miro, and Gingy, are watching the birds from the window like all day. They're loving it. So other than keeping the birds and the squirrels warm and giving them food, because obviously they're not used to this type of weather either, you know, down here. So trying to give them some food too. So I'm gonna go fill that, and then the boys will have free entertainment all day, and then I'm gonna jump back on my laptop for work. So very grateful I get to work from home, and I have an employer that is very understanding and, you know, let their employees work from home So I will acknowledge that. So, but yeah, look at that, you guys. It's so pretty. I feel like I'm in a Hallmark movie. This is cool. I don't know if it's really gonna pick it up on camera, but this is ice over the grass. That is so cool. So pretty. That is a burn pile, but it's almost covered. This is so stunning. Look at all the birds' footprints. Where my feet are. So cute, they're little footprints. Yeah. I have been filling this up, and they just empty it every day. That's okay. That's why I got it. Look at the Ferdinand. This is crazy. Like, what? I broke the trough open again. They're just playing in it, eating the ice. Was that delicious, Al? You gonna get some, Maya? So it's still Wednesday. It's about 11:30 in the morning, and it's already starting to melt. I'm so sad. Yeah, but every now and then, like the roof on the house and stuff, well, you can see it's just sliding down, you know, and things are starting to drip, like on the trucks and stuff like that. So there's not as much snow on here. So now that the sun's coming out, even though it's still below freezing, I think when I checked the weather before I came out, it is currently 30, but it feels like 40. So are you gonna eat the hammer? Okay. Yeah, so I don't know, it's already going. That's why we're trying to have as much fun in it as we can. I gotta build a snowman. Are you gonna help me build a snowman, Alvin? See, guys, it's melting. Let's see, Gooby. Bird, come see our pathetic snowman. Come here. Come see. Come here. Come. Come see. Look. You see the snowman? You see? Do you see him? He's so pathetic. Guys, look at the moon. It's Thursday morning, and everything is starting to melt. Boo. All right, guys, so it is Friday. It started snowing, remember, on Tuesday. So as of right now, this is what the ground looks like. So we do have, let me show you my house. So there's some snow still on the roof. I will say this is probably the longest it has ever really stuck. So in the shade, there's still some snow, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, if you watched, you know, this far, I really appreciate you. Like I said, a few tips in the beginning, but I just wanted to kind of document this moment because I think our weatherman said it was about 130-ish years since we had seen snowfall like this. So it really was something to witness and experience, especially where I live, where I've lived my whole life. One day I do want to move somewhere where there are some mountains and 4 full seasons, but I fully enjoyed this while it was lasting, and I do wish it lasted a little bit longer. But if you can see my little snowman right there, he's all melted. But the horses have eaten their body weight in snow, and Jamie the duck is glad that his pool is not continuously freezing over. I'm really glad that I did the water troughs. I'm very grateful that everything worked out well. We didn't lose power, we didn't lose water. We were warm, or for me, like as warm as could be. Ferd got to play in the snow. He ate a little bit of snow. But yeah, all of the outside cats, so it's gonna be 18 degrees tonight. And then starting tomorrow, it's gonna start warming up again and being in like the 40s at night. But not like the 40s for super long. So Saturday morning, all of the outside cats are going to be going back out. That's like a garbage truck, so. But anyway, once, you know, once they go back out and stuff, I'll start getting the garage cleaned back out, but been doing their litters and all of that. So they've actually been really good house guests. I'm very proud of them. Yesterday, Sad Face did have to go to the doctor for some fluids, and I did get an appetite stimulant as well for him, and we upped his insulin a little bit. So on Tuesday, I'm gonna be dropping him off for a curve test, and then like that morning, and then I'll pick him up Tuesday afternoon when I bring Ferdinand for his laser therapy. So always something with the babies, but I'm just grateful that I am able to provide that for them, and give them the best life possible. So yeah, other than that, if you guys watched this far, I really appreciate you. You know, go ahead and like and subscribe. It's free to do that. It just helps content creators. You know, but I don't want you guys to miss any future videos. If you like motorcycle content, tips, how-tos, cats, horses, Ferdinand stuff, like all of that. If you want to see more, we would love to have you stick around. So truly appreciate you with that. But other than that, I'm gonna end the video here. If you watched all the way to the end, go ahead and comment down below with a snowflake or snowman emoji, and then I'll know that you made it this far. But other than that, I appreciate you guys watching. Just remember, if you want to keep your horses warm in the winter, blanket them if they do not have a very thick coat. Again, personal preference. It all depends on how your horse handles the winter. Hay, so sometimes horses can increase their hay intake by about 50%. So hindgut digestion is what keeps them warm. You can warm their water. You can just keep them drinking. That's the main thing. I'm not going to repeat everything that I put in the very beginning of this video, but keep them hydrated. Also, let them move. So their big muscles do create heat, so make sure that they are able to move around. So that's important as well. That also helps digestion in their gut. So they're not meant to just stand still. So other than that, you know, all of those things can help keep your horse warm. I'm sure there's others like heat lamps and all of that, but you know, I just appreciate you guys sticking around for all of the snow and experiencing it with me. So if you're not from here, you know, and you wanted to see what it was like for us Southerners, this would be it. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.